It seems as the number of waves are increasing, the number of booster shots are also increasing. Good competition between waves and booster, right? So the question is the fourth booster dose really beneficial? Let's understand what research says and also my thoughts about it. Hello my dear friends, I'm Poonam and you are watching Biology Explained. There is a study which talks about the fourth booster shot benefits. Let's see what they are telling. This study is from Israel. They saw the immunogenicity, in this case mostly antibody response, and they saw the safety after the fourth dose of both mRNA vaccines from Pfizer and Moderna. Let's look at this graph now. The y-axis says the antibody amount and the x-axis says weeks after the dose was given and the name of the vaccine, that is Pfizer in blue or Moderna in green. The first two columns are for dose 2, the next two columns are for dose 3, and then we have the dose 4 column. Can you see the black lines? Higher the line means more antibody. So let's concentrate in the first two columns now, that is after dose 2. For dose 2, as you can see, there was a decrease in the black line from week 4 to week 20 to 28. So basically, after second dose, within 6 months, the antibody is decreasing. And after third dose, it increases and it again declines after 4 to 5 months. Again with fourth dose, it increases and until 3 weeks, it is somewhat stable. But what about after 4 to 6 months? We don't know. An obvious guess is that it will decrease. So once boosted, it increases and then it declines. This finding is nothing new and it's a very obvious finding. So the valid question is, after 4 months, if the antibody again decreases, are we going to give 5th dose, 6th dose, 7th, 8th and so on? That's not desired, right? So the question is again, how beneficial is 4th dose? According to the authors, the vaccine efficacy against any SARS-CoV-2 infection was 30% for Pfizer BioNtech and 11% for Moderna. For 30% and 11%, you want me to take the 4th dose? So the next question will come to your mind. Okay, if I didn't get any symptoms and I am not transmitting the virus, I can go for it. Again, according to the authors, most infected healthcare workers reported negligible symptoms both in the control group and the intervention group, that is the group where vaccine was given. So in the control group also, symptoms are negligible. This is because firstly, all of them had got 3 doses, which is more than enough to protect them from severe disease, and negligible symptoms are obvious. And secondly, because of nature of Omicron. Otherwise, the control group should have more severe symptoms, isn't it? So, symptom-wise, there is not much benefit. Again, according to them, however, most of the infected participants were potentially infectious with relatively high viral loads. Most of the infected people were infectious. So, person-to-person transmission is not reduced. Then what is the benefit of 4th dose? Why should I take the 4th dose? Moreover, neutralizing antibody against Omicron was less compared to the original variant. We all know that the vaccines available are made according to the original Wuhan variant and thus not much effective against Omicron. This is again another point. If it doesn't give much protection against Omicron, then why should I take it? What is your opinion? Let me know in the comment. According to them, our data provide evidence that a 4th dose of mRNA vaccine is immunogenic, safe, and somewhat efficacious. Immunogenic? Yes, better immediately after the shot, which is very obvious. Safe? It's safe, but there are issues like myocarditis and thus it does not add to the safety profile. At least for young men who have taken 3 doses and probably had an infection. Infection itself gives very good protection. On top of that, vaccine will give very good hybrid immunity. So do they really need 4th dose? Does that add to their safety profile? Existing issues like myocarditis will remain. They are not reducing. Then they say somewhat efficacious. So they themselves are not very confident about the benefits of the fourth dose. Same here. I think we need more solid data before we say fourth dose is beneficial. The authors also say thus a fourth vaccination of healthy young healthcare workers may have only marginal benefits. Older and vulnerable population were not assessed. You can argue with me in case of flu shots we take boosters. Then why so much questions about COVID booster? The answer is in case of flu shots the vaccine is modified. But in case of COVID-19 we have the same old Wuhan variant. So why would I take a vaccine which is not imparting any more protection? But as I said, scenario might be different for older people and the immunocompromised people. But again, there has to be proper study before we conclude that they need fourth booster shot. For now, I didn't find any big study which can confidently say that the fourth dose is really beneficial. This does not mean I am against vaccination. Vaccines are essential in protecting us from severe disease, but going on boosting isn't going to benefit. Thus, it's better to have the primary dose for everyone before we go on boosting, and of course, we need proper study before we are confident that boosting is necessary. That's it for today, guys. If you found this video informative, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more updates. Thank you.